Hello, hello, hello. We got a nice little cast here. And it's been a long time since I've been able to sit down and cast these two players playing each other. I recall uploading a game from him maybe last month. Don't get him as much as maybe I'd like. And you've got Hera here as well. We got some big, big names. Yo in the red. Yo is playing as the Aztecs. And Aztecs, well-established civilization at a high level. Then you've got Ethiopians, and I would say the same for Hera. Now, what also is exciting, and we're going to do a little speed up here, guys, because I think we're a little behind lifetime. What also is exciting is I think Ethiopians are actually very good when it comes to countering Aztecs. Also, let me know if you hear an excessive fan, because I just turned my fan up in overdrive behind me. But I think Ethiopians, if they get into Shoto Warriors, can be very good against the all-in Eagle play, which sometimes the Aztecs will want to go for. But again, Ethiopians, Aztecs, the Aztecs, I think, are the favorites here. But I really like what people have been doing with Ethiopians recently. Using that plus 100 food and plus 100 gold you get when you arrive to the next age effectively is really important here. And players have been going up fast feudal with that for some very fast attacks. What is Hera! How is he so good at the game and yet can't do that? Like, that is a basic thing. Guys, I swear, like, once a month I see Hera fail with bringing in his boar on time. I don't understand it. I talked to him about it last week. He gets that one. It's funny. He told me, he's like, I need to just stop doing that. But anyways, he shot his boar with his TC. And, well, it's gone now. So he just lamed himself. Minus 340 food for him. That was ridiculous. Anyways, Hera's going to push in some extra deer. That obviously sets him back here. This also means he won't be scouting quite as much because he's got to push in that deer. And again, apologies for the speeding up, but I know they're like 7 or 8 minutes into the game, and I like the feel of being where they are as we have Yo coming forward with a bit of a drush. Now, for Yo, he's got some good scouting intel. He sees this. He's going to see Hera's villager. And I think he makes the correct decision here. And he's just punishing Hera for not having the scouting intel. And Hera has to delete the barracks. Drop a barracks here. And there goes Hera on the way to Feudal. And behind this, you're going to have Yo on the way to Feudal Age. This might sound shocking to you, but Yo did not make the mistake to shoot his boar with his town center. And, Hera actually has to rebuild a house as well, which is super annoying. Yeah, he is going to open up with archers. Now, because you get plus 100 food and plus 100 gold, it helps you manage the situation a little bit more. So, you can delay going to gold, whereas with a normal archer build, you want to be there a little bit faster. So, there are some positives here for the Canadian. Anyways, he'll need that range. There's the range. Faster firing archers for Ethiopians. We're catching up to real time. Apologies for the speed. I understand that most of you like to have a choice on whether you speed things up. A lot of you guys speed my stuff up when you watch it in video form. I get that. We've got a range for Yo. Yo also went for the wood and the farm upgrades, so going heavy into the eco upgrades. Hera's done a pretty good job. This is never meant to kill anything from here on out, right? This is just meant to delay. Hera has done a really good job to push it back. And Yo's done a good job to keep his eagle alive, though I think Hera might actually find it. Hera at this point does not know... Oh, no, excuse me. He does actually have really good scouting. It's going so fast, even I missed that. The Hera knows exactly where Yo is. But he doesn't know how much Yo has inside of there. And Yo, no fletching yet. Still going to chase down Hera here. And that's actually a great pick-off for him. Because he didn't invest into fletching, and he gets a full clear. That was awesome. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to continue to speed up at this stage. So again, sorry. Hera's going to go into scouts, it looks like. Which is a great decision if he ends up seeing some skirms in the mix for Yo. But it's not full skirm for Yo. We'll see if Yo is able to sense this before it's too late. Just got one archer range, lots of walls at home. It very much feels like Yo is going to macro up to Castle Age faster than Hera. But, oh, Yo. I don't know if this will be too good for him. His skirms actually did survive, but he's going to lose these archers. He didn't get a single villager kill. And that's just some brilliant stuff there from Hera. And that is a moment where Hera is going to be able to... This is the moment, excuse me, as we're now caught up to live time where he could maybe snowball this towards some success in Castle Age. That was very impressive. There we go. So, I mean, look at the amount of farms for Hera. He's got 18 farms, which is insane. He's going to kill another archer. The overall KD for him, 12-4. And Yo now has to rely on more walls. The thing is, so the way Yo tried to play this is what players were doing, I don't know, maybe a year ago, right? And what they would do is they'd invest in a one range, they get as much value as possible, and they try and go to Castle Age faster. I think the player who is really known for that in particular is Leary. Like, that's what Leary was doing a lot of. But then by the time, like, the best example of that was the King of the Desert tournament. And by the time the semifinals rolled around, he just got completely rolled by additional military investment. Like, Winchester would go for 2 ranges and outnumber him, or mix in scouts and outmass him and outcomp him. And so what Hera's done here is very good. I mean, this is incredible the way his eco's looking at home. And even though Hera has made scouts, which costs food, he's going to have a really good uptime here. So I much prefer Hera's position at the moment. Plus, his archers also fire faster. And again, we're caught up to live time now, so things have slowed down a little bit. And Hera even clicks up first. Whew! What's up, Nerdy Blondie? Yeah, my internet dropped. I'm back. Hello, hello. All right, so let's talk TC positions for Hera if he wants to drop a town center. I think if I am playing against Aztecs, I'm always thinking about what if they go into Eagles. So I think Hera, he's kind of looking right now. He only sees one range. In the back of his mind, he might be thinking Yo's going to go for Eagles. But he doesn't exactly know. Yo didn't even get fletching yet. So, I mean, if you're thinking town centers, Hera might want to go here. Something that Hera really likes to do, though, is he really likes to go knights with his crossbows, so I think that's fine. Yeah, look at the golds for Yo. You've got this gold, you've got this gold. All this stuff is exposed, and Yo's now adding the second barracks. But it definitely doesn't feel like a position where Yo's going to be able to push out all that easily. I think he's just going to gradually build up his army, and he's going to try and go for a second town center and just try and boom. And I think Hera's going to set out to try and pressure that. Yo is the master of house walling. You see how he has house walls everywhere? I mean, not everywhere, obviously, but he always has house walls in areas where Hera would want to break through quickly in early castle. And it really makes Hera think twice. Or take twice to, I don't know, 3 times as long. Because houses take a while. Here comes Hera. Yo sensing this, seeing this. Hera sees the houses. And if I were him, I'd look again and say, okay, can I other palisades here? He's looking. He sees the wood line, which is obviously good. And Hera's going to go aggressive. Hera's going to go for the siege workshop. Good decision from him. Also can pressure the wood line, which is also a great decision. Like, I would 100% be dead in Yo's position. Let's put it that way. I would not be able to get away with dropping a TC in this area because it's just, there's just going to be so much pressure there. Hera leaves 1 crossbow. I like the idea, but maybe leave 3 or something. Anyways, Hera taking the initiative. He does not know the TC is going up on the gold. I would have preferred maybe Yo go over here in TC. You know, if you lose the main gold, then you're okay. The storm is still raging outside. I don't know if you guys can hear any of it, but if I go offline again, I'm sorry about that. And Yo's going to wisely put his archers there. I actually like that. That'll help him. And he's only working off of 3 barracks. He does have a villager lead. And Hera is expecting some type of counterattack. Look at this. Hera's just like crazy walls. I really don't like the walls here, actually. I would prefer he go this way. But he's expecting a counterattack, and we'll see. Look at him looking. That's so good, man. He's looking with his scouts. Here he is pressuring Yo's barracks. Yo decides maybe I should go into my own siege. Here come those eagles. I think Hera knew this was coming. Hera should be able to take a good fight against this. Yeah, no squires yet for Yo, so these things aren't really that fast. Yo debating, I'm sure, on taking out the siege here. Hera no ballistics, so he will miss a lot of his shots. Yo now maybe going to go in with a bit of a surround. And Hera will see the siege workshop now, but I do like how Hera has chosen to take out the barracks, because that's one less barracks to produce from. And I also like the town center because I think he's realizing he can't kill Yo here. Like, Yo's done a really good job to make it difficult for Hera to actually apply the finishing blow. And the siege is going to go down. Hera will end up giving up on the push. He gets one final shot there. But man, Yo is so good. Like, how many other people here watching thought, okay, Yo's just going to die to this. Hera's aggressive. He's cutthroat. This is a very good Age of Empires game. This is a super good game. And these crossbows are no joke against Eagles. I understand that the Eagles have all that Pierce armor with 5 Pierce armor. But with the firing speed and this many of them, I always think 25. If you got 25 against Knights or Eagles and Castle Age, you're okay with micro. And it could still go either way. Obviously, the siege could land a big shot on Hera, so he's got to be careful. And there's the shot. Yo misses, though. And now you could have that go down, but now Hera sees the monk, so now he has to back away. And now he's going to go for the monk, but then, you know, they're just microing all around. This is so well done. Hera getting a couple snipes. And I think it's easier. Or let me put it to you this way. I think in terms of your potential peak with the outcome of these situations, it's better to have Crossbow Knight. I don't know if it's easier to control. But I would say, in terms of what's possible, having Crossbow Knight is probably slightly better. By the way, Hera is on stone, so he's thinking about Showtell Warriors against the Eagles, which is that big thing I'd mentioned earlier. Not a big fan of the Scorpion. I don't think Scorpion's too helpful against this many crossbows. Would have preferred the Mangonel, but obviously right after I say that, something happens. Hera also has left a scout here on this relic and a scout over here on this relic. We are looking at incredible game sense right now from both players as we have the third TC for Yo. And, you know, the thing is, Aztecs get 33% more gold per relic, so Hera knows that. And Hera looking to go imp, I think. Okay, so this game gets decided over the next couple minutes if that's the case. Yo has 2 monks, which is enough for 2 knights. Hera looking to click up to imp and get into Arbalest. So I think this castle's not for Showtell Warriors. It'd be more so for Trebs. Hera drops the university now. He'll need to complete that. As he's falling back. And at this point, I think Yo's like, it's probably, something's probably clicking in his mind. He's not pressuring me. And it's my turn to pressure him. He'll make very quick work of this siege workshop. We'll probably see an attack round in the middle of it here. And maybe snag this relic as well. Yeah, I mean, Hera's got to fall back. And I guess Hera's castle will have to be defensive. 3 minutes till he's an imp, but Arbalest. Guys, Arbalest is such a great move. I know it's against Eagles and they're anti-archer and all that, but Arbalest have 6 base attack, plus you get all those blacksmith upgrades. Not sure about this for Hera. He might get lucky. He might get the kill. Yeah, he gets the kill. There you go. So that ends up working out. Obviously loses the knight. Here comes the scout for Hera, going in for the monk. No way, dude. He gets it. And Yo, when he was running forward, saw the castle was there. So, I'm not sure. Like, Hera sitting back with his crossbows doesn't always mean that he's up. Hera has executed his economy so well behind this. But obviously, he's going to fall behind in villagers. There's potential for Yo to get more than just, you know, 1 or 2 relics. There's a relic here now. There's no scout. There's a relic over here, which he knows about. The relic, obviously, he's going to get here. 4 TC for Yo. Yo needs to do some damage here. That TC is just asking for trouble later on. See what Yo does. No monk here to protect the siege. This is another great play from Hera. Look at that. Takes out the siege. Allows him to move out a little more comfortably now. But he's got that 1 mass, and he's actually sitting inside of his freaking castle with it right now. Is it just me, or are we effing again? If by effing you mean is the stream dropping, everything should be good on my end. My internet's still good. Right, guys? I think we're still here. I mean, the game's still loading, so I'm pretty sure we're still good. I like this from Yo. You know, again, apply pressure, try and take some initiative. But I think he has to realize that this is not going to be good for him in a second. Okay, he sees Imp, and now he's going to be like, ooh, pain. And also, Showtell Warriors have such good base stats that would apply damage to eagles. 16 base attack is so nice. Oh god, but very low HP, so I'm not sure. Okay, he's gonna lose a bit of HP here to the scorpions. Now let's see what Yo does here, guys, because I mean, if I'm in Yo's position, I'd probably fall back with the majority of my army and try and buy my way up to Imp. Oh, he broke through! He broke through! Well, what this is doing is it's keeping the Arbalest at home for Hera. But Hera will know. Like, Hera is going to try and cut this off with buildings and push. He knows that his eco is much worse now. And he's going to drop a castle here. And Yo can see that. Yo cannot stop that. But Yo still, he's like, come at me, Hera. You better stop me or I'm going to break in. And Hera's just not respecting it. He's probably, all of his new army might be going here. But Hera's not sending much back there at all. He really wants to get that push going. And, I mean, this is going to be castle into a third TC. The houses are still holding. And Yo is going to need Elite Eagle Warrior. And I talked about this town center for Yo. That's 15 villagers. I did not like this town center. I think he needed a stone to secure. Beyond this one, maybe. And that's why he did it. But I really didn't like the town center when I saw it. Hera was able to keep all of this out. Yo will see the show tells. You need, I think, 800 food. 500 gold for Elite Eagle. That's even before we're talking armor upgrades. Hera's in an amazing position. Got the Scorpion there for Yo. That'll go down pretty quickly. And Yo now with a very defensive castle. Now, I like this castle because it protects gold. And it also is out of range of where Hera could treb. So I really like it for that reason. These poor villagers, though, are going to die. And then the poor eagles, they have to run away. Hera could take some losses to that castle. He sees it. There's a chance he could actually sit on the gold still. You might see Yo research fletching right now because he needs more castle fire range. And, I mean, Elite Eagle resources are there for Yo, which means all the Arbalests will be in harm's way. Yo, no reaction here. He's reacting here instead. Now he reacts. Remember, 2 relics for Yo. He's found this gold, but Hera very much knows about that gold's existence, so I don't think that Yo can actually take it. And Hera's going to drop another castle. Okay, so I think the crucial thing right now is, can Hera defend his eco? Because if these eagles were to choose his economy, and he doesn't have enough army there, it could be very problematic. For Yo, I think he's actually okay losing this gold, but he cannot lose access to this gold. He needs full saturation on this gold. 84 villagers for both. But the military and the control for Hera is sky high. Obviously, Hera can go to any resource he wants right now. He doesn't have the same concerns. And he might realize the writing is on the wall for these villagers. Or, sorry, for these arbs, so he kills some vills. I would be a little patient if I was Yo. I would wait till I had a couple trebs, but he's under pressure right now, so he might not feel like he can reasonably do that. It's under a lot of pressure right now. These villagers are still sitting in the corner, by the way, so they're not working on anything. And Hera's doing the correct play here. Let's compare the stats. So 45 HP versus 60. But you've got 16 base attack versus 9. So I think the show tells are good enough to take cost-effective engagements against the Eagles. And again, do you want to commit too heavily to Showtail Warriors if you're not going to have castles? Hera's certainly going to have the stone. He's got plenty. But that is also a lot of eagles. That is a ton of Eagle Warriors that have full armor. Hera doesn't have full armor, and Hera doesn't have any attack upgrades. And Yo going for the town center. Also, Yo sending the eagles to the stone. He's going to lose a lot of those, though, due to the castle fire. And Yo just takes the fight. Honestly, I think Yo has to take the fight because it's not going to get any better for him. And he wins the fight. Yo wins the fight, and he goes right back to the town center. He's going to take out this castle. And he's protecting his one treb there. Does still have some gold access, making another castle here. Hera's arbs have been sitting inside of his castle, and they have not been moving out, which I think is a mistake. But, oh, God! I bet Yo didn't think they were in there. Yo's probably been like me. He's like, where are his arbs? What's he doing? And then Hera's like, surprise! It's not supplies anymore, ladies and gents. And Hera has that other wave of Showtail Warriors here. And Hera, while he does lose the castle, he clears up a big ball of eagles, and the eagles are really expensive here. And he's hitting these eagles here. Now, yes, there's a lot of Pierce armor, but is it enough for Yo to finish the castle and keep it up? I think for the time being, the answer is yes. I don't know. Eagles just still... They kill really fast and they die really fast next to Castle Fire and Shoto Warriors, so it's a tricky one for me. Yo tried to get relic number 4, by the way. That was completely denied. Yo also was able to get back onto this gold, which is such a big deal. And Yo's swinging his trebs back over here. This is an incredible game. I'd love to see Yo get the final attack upgrade here. Hera did lose the majority of his Arbalest, so it's just Shotel's now. And Hera, he's got economy. He's got 36 on food. But what he doesn't have is a lot of Shotel Warriors. These Eagles are going to have Blast Furnace soon. Yo also able to take more stone in the north. Hera could lose this castle. Yo could get his gold back. Hera will lose this castle. How is Yo alive right now? I mean, honestly, how is Yo alive in this game? I thought Hera had done everything correct in this game. The Shotel Warrior switch was good. I think maybe just lacking upgrades. And I think he could have been more assertive with his Arbs and his Shotels together. Because the reality is he had a lot of Arbalest just sitting in his castles for a while. Oh my god, we're seeing Jaguar Warriors. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We got the Jags. Jags are, they used to be one of my favorite unique units. Also, Eagles here. Hera in trouble. Has to defend from this. But yeah, Jaguar Warriors should be quite good against the Shotel Warriors. It was exciting to see that mixed in. As Yo's like, dude, get off my lawn. Like, these are my resources. Why are you here right now? Very good job from Yo. And the benefit of having the Eagles, too, is just being able to pick and choose when you take the fights. As we see more farms for Hera there. We see that town center in the corner for Yo. And Yo's military count is now on par with Hera's. And Hera, he didn't have a single armor upgrade for his Arbalest. He doesn't have a single attack upgrade for his Shoto Warriors. Maybe this is also just the benefit of going for only infantry. You only need to focus on your infantry upgrades. I like the mix of Jags. I don't think you have to fully commit to them. I think having just like 10 to 15 of them at all times would be great here. As again, a lonely old man goes down to Shoto Warriors. Sad times there, but this could be a relic that Yo could take. And I think Hera, at one point when he had control, he just assumed, okay, he's not over there. But now he's had to react a lot. You know, he's trying to recover. Guys, I actually had a game with Shotel Warriors recently, and I think Hera maybe doesn't have as much experience switching into them. And getting the Royal Heirs tech, it's funny, because like 3 weeks ago, I think I mentioned in a Loey the Legend cast that I feel like the Royal Heirs tech is like kind of meaningless. But no, I actually think it's almost necessary for making Shotels. Hera, though, is going to take a good fight. Yo is distracted, and Hera, 180 pop after that fight. Yeah, I think the Royal Heirs technology would be so helpful for him, especially now that he's down castle numbers. And yo, we got the Shotel raid! And the Jags are slow. They do have Garland Wars now, so all the infantry for Aztecs have +8 attack. I remember growing up, I used to think that was the best tech in the game, because attack was all you really cared about as a kid. Meanwhile, the Eagles are actually going to run right through here, so they will... I think it's 2-shot villagers, or am I off on that? No, 3-shot villagers. The Jags will deal with the Shotels, but the Jags are very slow. And we got the castle here for Yo. Hera chasing down Trebs, though. And Hera should take out both those Trebuchets. And Yo's going to try and make a switch into some range units now. And here you have the fight. Jaguar Warrior, not elite. Or Shotels that aren't elite. And not even freaking close, man. The Jags wipe. But Hera's had a much bigger population. He's got 30 additional villagers right now. But... are Ethiopians as strong at this stage? Hera really needs siege to push the castles. You've got some well-placed castles for Yo to protect his economy. I think the next one for Yo could maybe be over here. It's not like Hera's castles are bad either, but he did lose a lot of them, remember. And Hera's starting to mix in more Arbalest because he feels the need to have ranged units against the Jaguar Warriors, which is the perfect call. We'll see if this castle's the perfect call for Hera, as he wants to just deny that gold for as long as possible. Yo's kind of has a problem with his Jags, because these are units that are very hard to push anytime there's any castle fire, town center fire, Arbalest. So he's very hesitant to ever leave his base. Really going to need a combination of things. And then the Eagles are great raiding tools, but Hera hasn't really lost a lot of army over the last minute or two. He's been producing a ton of it. For Yo, I'm just not seeing any more Eagles in queue. I'm not seeing any more Jags in queue. I actually think that's the biggest issue for Yo right now as a whole, is just not queuing up units. Might be because he's raiding so much and so focused on raiding constantly. But you notice 0 unit queue. 0 units queued right now. He is, however, going to bring back this relic. Also getting some raids in there. This eagle is killing some villagers too. And then you got these eagles going in after the monk. Yo really doesn't want Hera to get those relics. But now Hera's getting elite Shotel. And Hera's got 63 farmers. He also has Trebs now. So he's going to force Yo to engage. I think Yo's in trouble. He's going full Jag. I don't think full Jag is going to work with this many arbs. Jags, as unfortunate as it is, just suck against archers. There's a reason you don't see them a lot, and it's because they're trash against archers. And against Ethiopian archers, which are the, you know, arguably the strongest arbalists in the game. You can make arguments for maybe Britons as well. It's going to be an issue. Now, I mean, you have also some very strong skirms for Yo. Atlatl skirms for the Aztecs have a lot of range. So Yo is going to try and hold this position. He will need to buy stone here if he wants to keep this castle up. And let's see how many Arbalest Yo is able to kill off here. It's an interesting fight, right? Because Hera's going to start to lose Arbs, and then he'll want to use Shotels in front. But then the Jaguar warriors are there. It's a very interesting fight. But the good news for Hera is that he's the one controlling the game. Also, he's got 74 freaking farms, man. And he, of course, he's getting light cap. He loves his stable units. I actually think in this case, going stable units could actually be the death of him. Like, imagine if he had 60 army, but 20% of that was stable units. I actually think that would be really bad. We have elite Jaguar warrior, but it's being researched out of that castle. He's going to get it, though. Yo, this is hype, man. This is hype. This is an amazing game. We got to see the uniqueness of both civs. This is an incredible game. And what's better, elite Shotel and faster firing arbs, or skirms with more range, and Jaguar warriors with all this attack? I mean, Hera's going to end up losing his castle, and Yo ends up losing his castle. I can't help but feel like the relic situation is going to be a talking point, you know, in like 5 minutes. Also, could be a talking point that Aztecs can't really do much without gold in general, even with the relics, right? As you can see, the Arbs are doing so much more. The Arbs are able to accomplish so much against the Jaguar warriors there. Hera maybe mixing in Hussar because he knows the skirms are his biggest threat right now. But yeah, you know, Aztecs can't make horsemen, so going heavy farmers is not really a thing. Yo's going to go for that death ball push. Getting pikemen now is Yo, so he understands that, you know, Hussar raids could be a problem. I feel like his castles are positioned nicely, with the exception of this area, to deal with any raids. Hera getting armor now. This would be his first upgrade in defense on his Hussars. And again, just keep an eye on Hera's pop. I use 20% as an example. He's actually got like 30 or 40% Hussars right now. I don't know if that's good, because you don't get bloodlines and you don't get the final armor upgrade on these things. And look, they just die. And with these many resources, I'd like to see more Shotels. I'd like to see maybe bomber cannons. But obviously, raiding is also such a strong thing to do. So it's like, it's a really tricky balance you have to strike. At the same time, I have big concerns for Yo because he doesn't have that many Jags. And if he doesn't have Jags, then, you know, you could be a big problem for this ball of skirmishers here. And, oh, it is a massive problem for the ball of skirmishers. What skirmishers? The skirmishers are disappearing. Hera is going to get the raids in at the same time. And the skirms are all going to die. The Jaguar warriors are simply too weak. And now Hera's getting the upgrades. He still kept some Shotel warriors in the mix too, which I love. I think that's probably half of it too. It's like he'll be a lot more comfortable mixing in Hussars once the Shotel warriors are more difficult to justify, right? And I think they're more difficult to justify the second he saw the Jags. This makes me sad. I really wish Jaguar warriors had like a little more pierce armor. But at the same time, Aztecs are already so good that probably wouldn't be a good thing. I think the unit you'll want to make now if you're Yo, and again, he's running on limited gold, so this is a problem, but it's probably the Eagles. And this is where he's going to really start to hemorrhage eco in the sides. There hasn't been a lot of raiding from Yo. He has 20 or so villagers here. Yeah, I think you have to go for it soon if you're Yo. You cannot lose these trebs, by the way. These trebs need to be protected all the time, which is easier said than done when you've got Hussars out there. And Hussars are not that great with Ethiopians because they lack the final armor and lack bloodlines. They only have 75 HP, but they still only cost food. And we'll see if Yo can get a big ball of eagles going. He's got 3 trebs here. Let's see what Hera's reaction is like. I think Hera actually has reacted now. I think he's noticed something. Okay, notices he also can bring the Hussars in. Yo notices this as well. No reaction from Hera, actually. I was wrong on that. Yo sending the pikemen this way. They'll melt that. Hera not pushing, by the way. He's just kind of holding the middle. And he will likely lose his castle on the left. Now, he might send a Shotel or 2 over there. Oh, it kind of seems like he's sending the Shotels this way. Man, what a game. If Yo didn't have the relics, I think he would be toast. He really needed to have the relics for this game to work for him. And look at Hera. I mean, switching in just enough Shotel warriors. But the one unit we're not seeing is my lovely, lovely Jags, man. They're just too slow. Hera knows the trebs are here. Yo has forgotten. Yo rolling them away. Yo will probably lose some of them. At the same time, Yo trying to take out the treb, trying to take out the arbs. Any gold unit he can get from Hera. Look at Hera sell wood there to get gold. Yo takes an engagement against the Shotels. That does not go too well for him. Also, that has to be a misclick. Yeah, it has to be a misclick there. Yo's military count is much higher, though. And I mean, the pikeman skirm combination alone could kind of get out of hand if Hera doesn't have Shotels, I suppose. But every time I look at these fights, though, the Arbalest group is still pretty sizable. And it's just so awkward. Oh, as all 3 trebs went down, it's just so awkward for Yo to move around. I think that was a big moment in the game right there, guys. I think if those trebs were alive, the second Yo takes a really good fight in the near future, he could make a push. It'll be more complicated for him, but he is going to raid with the Eagles. Still feels like the Hussars are trading okay. Just considering the Eagles have pretty low HP and cost gold, you know? Where's Yo getting gold right now? Here. Okay, so he's out of gold any moment now. Hera's already out of gold. We're going to have a full-on trash war, man. And Aztecs don't have the worst trash. We got pikemen for Yo taking out a town center, which will work, by the way. Yo backs up. Hera getting raided over here. Has to garrison. I'm sure that Hera could deal with the pikemen if he can get more Shotels out. But he really doesn't have much gold. He only has 1 relic as well. Aztecs bringing in 33% more gold per relic is a massive deal right now. Yo's unit queue is pretty good. He's got enough on wood. He's got enough on food. And again, we're seeing Hussars die to skirmishers, but Hussars kill villagers with the raids. So for Yo, we're actually talking lack of wood right now. I think that's his concern. He does not have easy wood access. And that will catch up with you fast. He's going to be queuing. So normally what you have is control groups. And you're just queuing units nonstop. And sometimes you'll look at your queue and you don't have anything. And then you realize, oh crap, I don't have wood. And you don't want to buy wood. Because then the opponent can sell it. But Yo, able to get a couple big hits there and on the arbs. Hera's down to 25 arbs. I think it was 35 before. Pikemen attacking a town center again, which is hilarious. Hera's population is still much higher. And it's that Vil count. But he doesn't have as many castles in his economy. He's got 1 castle now, and Hera's going to farm in the middle of the map? Is that the correct play here? I'm sorry, that can't be the correct play, right? Would you not want to farm back here? I mean, they're really, really good farms, too. They're really well done. Well, that's a really funny spot. I guess he's probably thinking if I lose this area, I lose the game anyways, so. Love this from Hera, though. I mean, from his vision over here, he knows that Yo has limited wood in that corner, and he should be focusing on this corner, I think. And he's found it. Like, that's where the Hussars seem really good to me. Yo's going to clear that, though, with the Eagles. Meanwhile, here you've got a lot more market abuse. Yo actually selling food, though, to get more gold so he can queue up more Eagles. Yo needs to back away. So, yeah, the reason everyone says Mayan Eagles are the best in the game is because they have 100 HP, which matters a lot more than the attack, because having a 60 HP unit with a lot of attack still means your unit dies pretty quickly if you're in Yo's position. Hera still with the better pop. And now he's finally got some siege. Now, I think, honestly, the gold situation is so dire for him. He should just continue with that one trap. It feels weird, but I think you have, like, your main ball, and you just switch sides with Hussar raids constantly. That's the only thing you can really do. And then for Yo, you've got to have a ball here to respect that main ball, and then try and get your own counter raids in, which is what he's doing. But, I mean, it's just as awkward. Well, not just as awkward. It is more awkward. And you can see just how good the Hussars are proving to be now. There's no Eagles. There's not a lot of pikemen. Hera could do this. So I guess if there was maybe like one more gold spot on this map, maybe then Hera should have continued with Showtells. But I think he did a good job recognizing that it was going to maybe get to this stage, as he's got 92 farmers. Obviously, he'll lose some now. He just recognized it was going to get to this stage, I suppose, and said, you know what, let's just go for a unit that doesn't cost gold. He loves the Hussar. Absolutely loves the Hussar. It's just still such a funny game. I mean, Yo's population has remained consistent. It's his military pop that worries me, though. He doesn't have skirms, or a lot of skirms. He doesn't have a lot of pikes. He's really struggling for production. And Hera's skirmisher Hussar is going to be completely fine against the raids, and it feels like we're very close to the end. Yeah, Yo needed wood access for a while here. But I also think just having to react as much as he has really gone against him here. I loved how Hera has just dictated the pace of the game, as I like to say. Yo selling food. Every time you see a big sell-off like that, you have to assume Yo's going to mix in more Eagles. I mean, maybe Yo needs an Eagle raid here. Like imagine 2 Eagles here and 2 Eagles here. I mean, Hera would deal with it, but still. Like, that's really what's needed right now. But, guys, it's not every day you see an Arabia game go past an hour. Not every day we see the combination of units we've seen. Everyone who loves Jaguar Warriors will weep and cry and be very sad, but, you know, just wasn't the unit for Yo. I understand why he did it, but it just was never going to be good enough there when the opportunity was there for Hera to tech switch, and Hera's going for the kill. The relics aren't too far away from here, guys. And that's like maybe one of the only things that's keeping Yo in this, making him feel like he's got a chance. He is raiding with pikes. Good reaction from Hera. He is raiding over here as well. Hera will actually run low on wood right now. Yo could lose this castle. He's actually researching siege ram, but he doesn't even have a ram. Skirm v. Skirm. Obviously, the Aztecs are better. Yo still has a chunk of wood here and a chunk of wood here. I'd say maybe Hera should continue to sprinkle Hussars there. Yo's pop has just gone up. What? These raids. Yo's pop has gone up big time. Which should follow with Hera's pop going up with military, because he had 130 vills. Now he's lost 20, so it should be... We should see a lot more Hussars if he's got those units in queue. And you know he does. He's making more ARBs as well, because he's losing that group. But yeah, I don't see Yo being able to fully push this back, but he did keep the castle up. And if he could go for some Rams and Eagles on this side, I mean, it would have hurt Hera's production a little bit. Still in the end, though, right after Hera loses his pop, he's back, man. You know what this game kind of reminds me of, and I hope we don't get there, but it was that game between Yo and Jordan in Hidden Cup 4 where they just ran out of wood. Obviously, this We've actually seen different units in this one. Man, Yo refuses to go away. And wow, getting some great kills on the ARBs. It's like, the more ARBs that go down, the better a Pikeman Eagle Ram play looks. Siege Rams will tank a lot of shots. Hera has to respect this. He'll get the kills. Skirmishers sniping the ARBs where they can. Hera microing where he can. Trebuchet, big moments. Oh, go down. The skirms. Boom. Skirmishers counter trebuchets. I'm sure you all knew that. Yo will keep the castle up. What a ridiculous game. Pikemen are still getting kills. Where are Yo's barracks at, though? Does he not have a lot of barracks? 1, 2. He doesn't have any barracks in his... Oh, he's got these. Okay, all right. This is insane, man. And the Pike Ram trickle on the sides could actually be really strong, because the only thing Hera's going to send there to deal with that is going to be Hussars. And then he's going to lose stables, which is obviously a slight issue as well. I still feel like the second Yo runs out of wood, this gets over for him. Like, but he's got a lot of wood in the bank. And Hera doesn't have a lot of ARBs. And I'm liking Yo's position more and more right now. This is an incredible game. Now, he does lose a lot of skirmishers here, right? He's losing a lot of skirms, but he's doing it to take out ARBs, which he sees as the key. I'd like to see Yo be a little more patient here. And just wait till he's got 3 or 4 Rams with like 10 to 15 pikemen. I think that would be better for him. As, yeah, he took some losses over here, guys. He's desperate for wood control. And Hera even adding a TC over here. Hera should recognize, I mean, he can see the map, right? I think Hera needs maybe Rams of his own. Maybe that should have been a play instead of the Trebs. But again, lack of gold, I guess. And this is not a fight that Hera's going to win. Hera needs to back out of here. Trying his best to dodge some of these shots. He's done an incredible job there. I don't know how he has... Oh my god, that's actually so disgusting. So good. Getting the raids in over here. Yo now scrambling up and adding more barracks. Amazing game. Hera still ahead. Yo refuses to die. I know I call MBL the cockroach of AoE, but it's Yo's turn right now. And believe me when I say it is so much harder to be in Yo's position despite the fact that he's got those relics, because he's got to react so much. But then again, you obviously have to be very talented to force the opponent into reactions too. So, and look at this, more even skirms over here actually. Interesting. I thought it was going to be a group of Hussars. Is this the moment where Hera can do it? He's up to 200 population again. He doesn't actually have any siege though. You could make arguments that he should have siege, but you could also say that maybe it's better to use your gold for Arbalest and just wait till Yo is out of wood. For Yo, one thing is certain. He does not have an army that can threaten Hera's economy right now. And so he's just continuing to chew up his resources. Chewing his resources. Chewing his resources. And trust me, it's not going to taste very good in a moment because he's almost out. And it's very exposed. Like, Hera sees it. He knows exactly where it is. And 4 Aztec relics, obviously fantastic. But it doesn't seem like he's got a big ball of eagles to work with. Need like 30 eagles, I would say. 30 eagles, and then you never know. Said, Yo, finally gets in close here. Wait a moment, dude. Yo gets in close. Hera's going to have 0 Arbalest in a second. Which means he'll have only Hussar. And only Hussar against Pikeman. I mean, he does have skirms as well. But, like, Pikeman Eagle should and maybe could be good. I mean, imagine if Yo patrols this down here. That's what Yo needs right now. That's what Yo needs. He needs this army to move into Hera's farming eco, and Hera's completely exposed over there. And maybe even the corner. This is insane, man. Yo's still alive. I mean, he's been treading water for so long. But he's still somehow chopping wood. Hera has over 1,000 kills in this game. And here, okay, so will this TC go down? I actually feel like taking out that TC is crucial here for Yo. Hera has to keep that up somehow. Now, the skirms for Hera will do a good job against the pikemen. It's just, if there's some eagles in there, it gets a bit more awkward. But he's pulled back. I think it's a good decision. But is he about to use hussars to deal with that raid? He is. Oh, God, man. I'm so glad that my power came back on for this game. If Yo can get eagles here, 10 eagles here with a few more rams. Oh, there could be some big problems for Hera. Hey, Hera will clear this, right? Hera will clear this. But now he's starting to lose ground. And he's going to lose production. And his relic is here. And the military count is higher for Yo. And I think the unit type is better for Yo. You can see how many hussars died, actually. All you see is the wings. He's... holy crap. Also, this stone has been here for a long time. Hera could have really used that stone. Oh, man. And losing that relic. I mean, I guess Hera wasn't really making a ton of siege anyways. That means he definitely can't push Yo. And Yo's got 3 castles. All that said, Hera's going to get a big raid. And Yo could lose 15 villagers. But Hera's also got villagers here. So this is really awkward. Hera comes over. He's going to take out that ram and say thank you very much. But at the same time, all his new units are getting chewed up the second they appear, and another ram arrives. Yo, 60 military, Hera 50 military, 100 villagers versus 120. And these skirmishers, I mean, they're very vulnerable right now. It's not necessarily a position you'd want to be in. But you see how Yo focuses down the range units? Because he knows his pikemen and his eagles are going to chew up the hussars, no problem. Hera's probably looking for farms. He's desperate for damage. There is some damage to be found, but not a ton back there. It doesn't even feel like Yo has had 50 farmers when you look at it. It's just spread out so much. Hera's were a little more condensed, I guess. And guys, Hera, just keep an eye on his queues here, okay? Because his buildings are all in this area. Okay, if Yo goes here, Hera's dead. But Hera's found Yo's eco, and now Yo has to react too. This is crazy. This is ridiculous, Age of Empires. Okay, Yo is to fall back. The skirms hussars have done enough. Will the relic get ejected? It would be super annoying if Hera had to make another monk. It will not be. Okay, Hera's hussars also finding damage over here. Man, dude. Again, though. That would have been such a good spot to hit with a couple eagles. Okay, finally that hussar goes down. Yo. It's crazy to me how it looked like he could swing the game when he was at 150 pop. Like, he's hit 150 pops so many times. I haven't seen Hera be at 150 pop. His population has remained consistently high, both in vills and in military. And he's got a lot of skirms now, too. And now he's got the Treb moving forward. I mean, Yo needs to be careful here. Yo needs to be very careful here. Hera's going to take this fight. His skirms were a little bit distracted. They weren't all fighting the main group, so that's not the best. Probably was reacting to this. As Yo will know there's wood and will know there's stone over here. Again, I'll state, imagine if Hera had a couple more defensive castles in the earlier stages. Or a couple more castles to make show tells. Yo, 160 pop. Hera, 170 pop. But Hera, 20 villagers running away now. And Hera's actually almost out of wood too, guys. So now Hera can get wood here. And he can get wood here comfortably. He's maybe got a dozen or so trees elsewhere. And a great way to know if Hera's starting to run out of his eco is keep an eye on his farm count. Because remember, he was at like 90, right? So he's at 90, and his farms are going to start expiring. Hera even off of this wood. Yo's like, how do you like it? And then Hera says, I want your wood. And Yo says, no, not today. I'm going to make houses here, actually, which is a great house wall. Should still be able to take the trees. Should, in theory, be able to get the clear up there if he sends more units in. Hera back to these trees over here. Hera not back on these resources yet. Hera back on these trees. Yo sending some units in there, though. Hera trying to break through the houses, which should lead to Yo reacting. He placed the houses, but he never sent his villagers back to work. There's definitely a gap between there. And Yo is going to send military over here, like right now, I'm sure. This is one of the wilder Arabia games I've seen in a long time. But guys, Yo's military count is now higher than Hera's. And I'm beginning to worry what Hera will do when the military starts to spread out to the other wood lines. Like that's the big concern right now. And as he clears this, he actually clears that. What in the world? Hussar Skirmisher OP confirmed. As he clears that and he comes in, he's now getting hit. And Hera's desperately trying to save the Treb. He's not going to save the Trebuchet. Or sorry, I thought he had a repair villager there. It was just pikemen. And now we've got a ram going in. Yo's just got to be careful because last time he dove in here, he ran away and lost his position. It's very close to Hera's reinforcements. So that's what's awkward. Also, I guess Yo's trying to kill the Arbs right now because Hera's made a few more of those. But look at the military count for Yo. It's going to dip right after this. And he also lost the villagers here. Ah! Now, I don't know if the villagers have any choice on if they arrive to this village. I don't know how that works exactly. It's probably like all of us. We didn't really have a choice on where we were born. We just get stuck with the life we're given. But, like, I would not want to arrive to this village. I would want to relocate. Look at the KD with villagers. And you see that, and if you're Hera, you're just like, what more can I do to beat this freaking guy? And it's probably the same thing for Yo, because Yo has also taken some really good fights. Oh my goodness gracious. This has been insane. But we are just like so close. I know it doesn't feel like it, but we are so close to someone plummeting down to 130 pop. We are just maybe 5 to 10 minutes away. It's going to happen. I don't even know who it is, but someone's going to get raided to death. Their eco is going to snap. They're not going to have what they need for a Q, and they're dead. And this could be the moment. As Yo is about to take the score lead, Hera's going to find all of these villagers. At the same time, Hera's going to lose his relic, and Hera's going to lose some stuff over here. Yo running towards the pikemen. Might even run right back to the woodline now, honestly. And Hera sending more hussars to this woodline. So this is still continually being focused on. Again, that switch is coming because they're both getting hit, and they both need the wood in particular. Like, I think Yo needs the wood more than Hera does right now because he's making pikemen and skirm, whereas Hera's making only skirm and hussar, and he's at least got food floating already from the farms that he has. Then again, you need the wood in order to seed farms, which is just so complicated, man. How many trees do we have left? I'm going to double click. According to this, we have 316 trees, but there's also different types of trees. So it looks like it's more like 550. We will have to count at the end, though. We will have to count at the end whenever the end comes. This is a wild one, man. This is a wild one. Lovely Age of Empires game. I love it. I mean, this is... You don't want every game to be like this, but... A marathon game every once in a while is always exciting to see. Especially between two of the very best players. You know, it's been so long. Hera had left, was playing League of Legends, all these different games, and, you know, I didn't get to see him just play the game solo at all. And then now we have Hera versus Yo, this type of a game, it's just crazy. Will the raids catch up with one of them, though? Will it happen? You've got exposed villagers here. They're going to start to go down to that eagle. Yo, trying his best. Every time he sees a ranged unit, snipes it. Even if it's at the expense of skirmishers, he doesn't really seem to care. Because he's got a lot of pikes out there. He's kept his Vil production going towards this woodline. But he also has had these villagers chopping trees. But they're so close together. They're so close together right now. Oh, man. That relic's still sitting there. Hera did make the monastery. But I don't know if he's ever going to get it. Yo could consider it. I don't actually think it's worth trying to snag that. It's too hectic out there. 100 gold is a lot right now. So I think as Yo sacrifices more skirms to kill Arbs, I think the play for Yo is just use all your gold for eagles and rams. And don't even try. And Hera calls it! Hera calls it when he has more pop. He calls it when he has more population. 155 population for him. 146 for Yo. But I think Hera saw the writing on the wall here. I think he knew that at this point, he didn't have a lot of ranged units. He knew that pikemen would shred him. He knew there was a lot of pikemen out there. Again, the potential for a few more eagles here or there. But my goodness. You could make arguments, maybe Hera could have played on a little bit longer there. I would have liked to seen him play on to at least he's at 100 pop. Like, that's me anyways. If I play a game that long, I'm going to 100 pop. But it did definitely feel like, Hera's so exposed in these different areas. It's just so tough for him to deal with all that infantry flowing in. And Yo didn't have heavy plow. Yo, I can't believe that. How did Yo survive, man? Heavy plow, by the way, so that means you have more food on your farms before reseeding them. Yo didn't have the Castle Age farm upgrade the whole freaking game. And somehow didn't run out of wood. He was so close. Oh my god, he was so close. Again, an incredible game. Let's roughly try and count the trees. There's actually a lot more back here than I thought. You've got... Again, I think the best way to do it is just double-click them with Capture Age. 280 there, 170 there. I don't know if there's any other types of trees at play here. I think there's only 2 types. So, someone do the math on that and tell me what you come back with. But about 500 trees. Now we're in 40 minutes game time. Just look at the KD. 1,648 kills to die like this for Hera. Yo had the lower KD, but I think getting those relics, man, was really important. And there was a point. God, it was so long ago. I think it was like here. Okay. So at this stage, Hera has a scout patrolling on this relic and the gold. And then also he had just used this scout to kill this monk. And that scout was originally next to this relic. So, like, obviously a lot of stuff transpired. But Yo snagged those things. And he also was able... There was also a point where, like... I think it was at this stage. Yeah, this was also... Honestly, maybe one of the most important times in the game. Where Yo hid these villagers in the corner. And ended up getting back... Let's see, right here. On this gold. Because remember, Hera denied this gold for a while. He could have denied this one in theory. The relics I'll cut him a little bit of slack on. But I think from Hera's approach, he was pretty far ahead in this game. His opponent tech switched into Jaguar Warriors, which wasn't working. His opponent lost a lot of eagles to his show tells. So I think he just said, I can go 90 farms here and finish the game. And honestly, at an hour 10, it looks like he could have done it. If you go... Actually, let's go from 1 hour and go in 10-minute increments and look at the pop. Higher pop for Hera. Higher pop for Hera. Higher pop for Hera. Higher pop for Hera. And then at the very end, he actually resigned with more pop as well. So I think like there's so many things you look back on. It's a really tricky one. I don't think I can look at any big decisions these guys made and say there were really any mistakes. Because it was such a well-fought game. It was so back and forth. There's things you regret if it's a tournament game. Like, oh, I should have had maybe taken this stone earlier. Or, oh, I should have had one more castles. Maybe I should have made more show tells. But, holy crap, what a game. There's the total resources collected. Even that was close, guys. Even that was close. But look at the relic gold. Woo! Aztecs. 9,489 gold brought in from those 4 relics. That was tasty, man. And that saved him. He needed that gold. Like, he was still very low on gold when he was trying to go Rams and Eagles. And it was just enough. It was just enough. It's funny to me. So, like, he had more wood, but also he didn't have as much food. That has to... Some aspect of this has to do with heavy plow. I'm sure Yo seeded a lot of farms that he couldn't reseed in that game. 97% of the map was explored, just quality stuff. And then there's the APM. There was, according to this, not really, there was like 3 points in that entire slog where Yo was faster. That's pretty crazy. We know Hera's got the speed, right? And Yo said, I don't care, man. I don't care. I also know, so the way APM is picked up, is it picks up on all your actions. And if you've ever watched Hera play, he does a lot of, I don't know if needless clicking is the right word, but a lot of players will like spam their formations. Like for me, I always select my TC like out of habit, like, and you hear the ch from my TC when I play. And that also attributes towards APM. So I don't know. I think he is overall faster, but there's also like a lot of weird little things which are habitual for players. Oh, what a game, though. What a game. I hope people enjoyed that. I hope people on YouTube didn't fall asleep to that midway through, because near the end, I was like screaming my lungs out, and I would have woke a bunch of people up. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys.